Driving's a dangerous job. We've had plenty of accidents the last 5 or 10 years. Most of them weren't really our fault. There was equipment failure. There were circumstances we didn't control. There was tough weather, tough job conditions. Some things we don't control. Some things are really hard to control. Driving the speed limit is not hard to control. You either want to do it or you don't. And if you work for me, you're going to do it. I don't think anybody enjoys auto racing more than me. I understand fast cars. I understand powerful cars. If you got a reason to go fast, if you have the opportunity to go fast, enjoy it. But to see how quick you can get home from work every night, to see how quick you can get to a red light, that's just dumb. We just drove around 465 twice in a pickup truck, once going 65 mile an hour, which is 10 mile an hour over the speed limit, and once going 55 mile an hour. When we tried to drive 65 mile an hour, we had to accelerate, we had to brake, we had to weave in and out of traffic. It was stressful. Still got passed by half the cars. Driving 55 mile an hour took us an extra 5 minutes to go the 53 miles. We never passed anybody, but we didn't have to accelerate and we didn't have to brake, and it was safer, and our fuel economy increased by about 17%. If you're on an uncrowded interstate and you don't have to weave in and out of traffic, probably going 5 or 10 mile an hour faster than the speed limit won't cost you that much fuel, and it's probably the only place you're actually going to save any time going over the speed limit. But if you're in congested traffic on 465, or if you're in inner city traffic with stoplights and stop signs, trying to drive 5, 10, 15 mile an hour over the speed limit is going to force you to brake and accelerate, and you're going to waste 20-25% of our fuel. Now, I guess I can understand if you actually need to be someplace in a hurry and you're running a little late that you might drive a little faster, but you got to be brain dead to see how quick you can get to a red light. It's when you leave the intersection on the other side that marks your time, not when you get to the red light. And if you look up and a few blocks down the road, a light's turning yellow or it's already red, and you look in the left turn lane and the left turn light hasn't turned green yet, there is no chance that you're going to get through that intersection without stopping. And if you know you're going to have to stop, what's the point of seeing if you can get there in 3 seconds instead of 7? When I'm certain I'm going to have to stop for a red light, I take my foot off the accelerator and coast. And that one little move increased my fuel efficiency almost 10-15%. We saved over $150,000 last year driving the speed limit and coasting up to red lights. And this year, fuel's up 20-30%. We will save $200,000 or more this year by driving the speed limit, by coasting up to red lights, by not leaving our trucks idling and our forklifts idling in the warehouse. I want you in the right lane. I want you driving the speed limit. You get to jobs quicker by loading the truck correctly, by mapping your route. Save a minute or two driving fast. You save a half hour planning your route, making sure you've got the right materials. Now, what you do in your own time in your own car is none of my business. If you've got more money than you know what to do with, if you don't mind spending an extra $500 to $2,000 a year on your own fuel, you go ahead and drive as fast as you can get away with. A few pennies from every gallon you buy go straight to Al-Qaeda and help support global terrorism. Every time you burn a gallon of gas, you're putting more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Every time you burn a gallon of gas, you're helping Russia sell more oil. Now, if those are some of your goals when you get up in the morning, then you just keep right on seeing how fast you can get away with driving. You rush up to red lights, but if you work for me, you're going to drive the speed limit, you're going to coast up to red lights, you're going to drive sanely and safely, and together we're going to save $250,000 on fuel this year. We're going to add less pollution to the atmosphere. We're going to live longer and safer. We're going to reduce our insurance rates. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you believe in global warming or not. To go out each week and see how much gasoline you can burn up is just stupid. Maybe you make it through one green light that you wouldn't have if you'd driven the speed limit. What difference does it make if you get home a minute and a half late? What are you going to do with that minute and a half? Start mowing the grass earlier? Watch one more TV commercial? And if all those aren't good enough reasons to drive the speed limit, here's another one. If you work for Reese and you get a ticket driving 10 mile an hour or more over the speed limit, if you're a driver, you'll probably be terminated. If you're an outside sales representative, we'll probably take your car away from you and you'll be an inside sales representative. This year we're going to spend $1.5 million on fuel. If we can save 10 to 20% by using these techniques, that's $200,000 or $300,000 we'll have to divide up at the end of the year when profit sharing comes. You'll be safer, you'll be more relaxed, and we'll save $250,000. Together we can make a difference. Please help.